Hey guys, welcome to another lecture. So today I'm going to discuss with you guys the concept of triangle inequality and various kind of triangles. Now, triangle inequality is a very, very important concept, not just from triangles point of view. Okay, triangle inequality is something that is used in distance formula. A lot of it has a utility in various ways. Okay. So what is triangle inequality? That's number one. And how do we get what we get? For that, let's try to understand the basics. Suppose you have a line segment. Say this is a line segment A. Okay. And this is the point where I'm starting another line segment, which is going here. The sizes might differ. Okay. And this is another line segment, say B. Or we can say maybe the length of this is A and the length of this is B. This is line segment L1. This is line segment L2. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's create a perpendicular from here. From this point where they are meeting, let's create a perpendicular from here. And let us drop down another line segment to finish it up as a triangle. Can you see? So what is it? This is 90-degree altitude, what we call an altitude. So this is 90-degree. And you can see that from somewhere above, I am dropping down two lines in order to complete like a triangle. Okay. So let's say this is X, this is Y, this is Z, या ABC, कुछ भी कर लीजिए, ठीक है? What you see here are two right-angled triangle, क्योंकि one angle is right angle. तो इसको हम कहते हैं, which I will actually come to it. These are two right-angled triangles are formed here. Triangles are formed here, right? अच्छा, अब right angle triangle में क्या होता है? This is a fact that I hope most of you know. If you have a right angle triangle, the longest side, the biggest side, okay, जो सबसे बड़ा side है वो क्या होता है? Hypotenuse. So if you observe, this is a hypotenuse in this triangle. ये जो triangle हमारा बन रहा है. And ये जो आपको दिख रहा है यहाँ पर, this is the hypotenuse for this triangle जो हमारा यहाँ पर बन रहा है. Green color कर दिया मैंने उसको. Okay. तो ये these are two right angle triangle. And what we know is कि ये जो length कह लेते हैं हम इसको, मान लीजिए हमने इसको P मान लिया और मान लीजिए हमने इसको Q मान लिया. So this length P is definitely more than जो बाकी दो length है, और this Q is also from the other triangle. We know कि ये बड़ा side होगा because that's hypotenuse. Okay. So we know that conceptually we know कि भाई if I compare with the base, मैं इस length को मान लेती हूँ A, जो मैंने line segment A बोला था. So line segment या length कह लेते हैं. This length is A. So I know that P is greater than A, क्योंकि A is the base, P is the hypotenuse. ठीक है. Now similarly, Q is greater than B. ठीक है. Q is greater than B. अब इसका मतलब, if I add them, adding the two inequalities, okay, ट्रांजिटिविटी रहेगी. क्योंकि यहां पर these are lengths, so lengths are positive. Okay, so these are lengths. So ऐसा तो नहीं है कि नेगेटिव लेंगे, लेंथ्स तो पॉजिटिव है. सो P, Q, A, B ये सब these are positive. Okay, so P plus Q, that means will be greater than A plus B. Now let's come to the bigger picture. Bigger picture क्या है? Bigger picture is this. The big triangle. In the big triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, ABC नहीं, मैंने XYZ लिया है, कोई नहीं, XYZ ले लेते हैं. So in the triangle XYZ, what do you realize? You realize that P plus Q is greater than A plus B. P plus Q क्या है? Sum of two sides. And ये क्या है? It is the third side. This is the length of the third side. So that means sum of two sides is greater than the third side. Point number one, sum of two sides is greater than the third side. In fact, you would also realize another thing here. अगर आप difference लेते हो, so point number 2 पे आते हैं. Point number 2, again coming from this fact only, P is greater than A and Q is greater than B. So if you take the absolute difference between two sides अगर आप लेते हो, that will be lesser than the third side. So these are two very important points that come out of triangle inequality. इसी को triangle inequality कह रहे हैं. What is triangle inequality basically telling you? That sum of two sides is greater than the third side. ठीक है? Now, I would like to talk about the type of triangles we can have since we are talking about triangles. So what are the type of triangles? Now, type of triangles. See, triangle is just it's a figure. It's a figure which has three sides, three angles. Okay, three sides and three angles. तो क्या होता है कि triangle को जब आप type में differentiate करते हैं, so there could be two ways of doing that. So one could be according to angles. The angle wise कह लेते हैं हम, या फिर according to the sides, so side wise. So angle wise अगर हम बात करें, let me just focus on angles right now. So angle wise अगर हम बात करते हैं, so based on angles, basically I'm trying to say based on angles, okay. तो based on angles हम क्या क्या बात कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे? Based on angle हम अगर बात कर रहे हैं, तो सबसे पहली चीज मैं यहाँ पर I would like to tell you something about Pythagoras theorem. Let's revise a little bit of Pythagoras theorem. So what does Pythagoras theorem tells you? Pythagoras theorem tells you that a square plus b square is equal to c square. What is ABC here? ये तो मैंने लिख दिया, a square plus b square is equal to c square. So when you have a right angle triangle, again, according to the angle, what is it? You have a right angled triangle. Right angle triangle is a triangle wherein one side has the right angle. ठीक है? So suppose करते हैं, मैं ये ले रही हूँ hypotenuse is C. Okay? Hypotenuse is C का मतलब है this angle is C, because accordingly generally we name it like this. So if this is A, इसके opposite जो length आ रही है उसको हम generally A बोलते हैं. If this angle is B, तो this side we will take as B, and that's how we generally denote. And accordingly क्या हो गया? A square plus B square is equal to C square. ठीक है? इससे पहले जो चीज हमने यूज की थी वो ये थी कि hypotenuse is always bigger than the individual other two sides. Okay, we are not talking about sum. ठीक है? ये निकल के आता है. Okay, now when you have a right angle triangle, तो उसका क्या मतलब है? तो इसका मतलब first type of triangle that I'm talking about is right angled triangle, जिसमें one angle is 90 degree. Okay, two angles can never be 90 degree because sum of all the angles has to be 180. तो ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता ना कि दूसरा एंगल जो है वो तीसरा एंगल जो है 0 एंगल हो गया, तो वो ट्राइंगल ही नहीं बन पाएगा ना. You need 3 angles to make a triangle. Okay, so one is right angle triangle. Right angle triangle में the property that you get for the sides is that a square plus b square is equal to c square, which I have denoted here, ABC, according to what I have denoted here. Okay. Number 2, the way we define, we define triangles, type of triangle with respect to angle. तो right angle एक होता है acute angle, एक होता है obtuse angle. So there could be an acute angle triangle and there can be an obtuse angled triangle. Acute भी हो सकता है, obtuse भी हो सकता है ना? So what happens in an acute angle triangle? All angles are acute. All angles are acute. Acute angle is, every angle is less than 90 degree. Every angle. All angles are acute. Obtuse angle triangle में क्या होगा? One angle is obtuse. Because guys, in a triangle, as I said for 90 degree also, you can't have two 90 degree angles in a triangle. इसी तरीके से you can't have two obtuse angles, no? Can you? You can't have two obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle triangle में एक angle obtuse होगा. So the shape could be like, this. So एक angle obtuse है. एक ही हो सकता है, एक से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकते. एक से ज्यादा कैसे होंगे? 180 से ज्यादा आ जाएगा ना सब. So no. So only exactly one angle obtuse. The moment one angle is obtuse in a triangle, we call it an obtuse angle triangle. Now we'll do something very interesting. जैसे हमारे पास पाइथागोरस थ्योरम से आता है ना, that a square plus b square equals to c square. वैसे ही there are some results that you can get for acute and obtuse. कुछ निशानियां उसी रिलेशन से हम निकाल सकते हैं. देखते हैं वो क्या है. So for that what we will do, we will every time compare with, क्योंकि पाइथागोरस थ्योरम यूज करना है कहीं ना कहीं पे, तो we will compare with the right angle triangle. Suppose this is your right angle triangle, right? This is your right angle triangle. ये आपका right angle triangle है जिसमें we know that this is A. No, we have taken, एक सेकेंड, हमने जो जैसे डिनोट किया था वैसे ही करते हैं डिनोट. So this was C, so this is C. This was A, so this is A. This was B, so this is B, right? ठीक है. अब मान लो हम क्या करते हैं, let's make it an acute angle triangle. So the angle that I'm going to make is lesser than 90 degree. So suppose this and this length are the same. ये सेम तो नहीं होगी, तो let's take it, यहां पे आ गया मान लो. ठीक है, यहां आ गया मान लो. ये घूम के गाइस यहां आ गया. ठीक है. अब now your other angle also changes. Suppose ये जो BC है, BC को हमने, BC को भी ऐसे करके थोड़ा सा घुमा दिया और BC आ गया यहाँ पे. BC घुमा और यहाँ आ गया. And now I join this. It will be somewhat parallel to, it will be parallel to this, क्योंकि वो तो ऐसे ही लेंथ आएगा. तो ये आपका नया साइड A बन गया. So the new triangle that you can see here is, जिसमें A यहाँ है, B यहाँ है और C यहीं पर है. ठीक है. Now this is your new side C dash. Let's say this is C dash. C dash is the length AB. Mind you, I have just taken this side AC here. तो ये AC ही है, तो इसका लेंथ B ही है. Similarly, I have just taken BC here. I have just rotated it. Okay. तो इसका लेंथ AB ही, A ही है. Now can you see, this is an acute angled triangle. Clearly it's an acute angled triangle. अब इसमें क्या हो रहा है guys, इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि C dash जो है, of course that length is lesser than C. the length C dash is lesser than C. तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं clearly? So we know that a square plus b square is equal to, not less than. We know that it is equal to c square, and c square will be lesser than c dash square. So you understand what is happening here. If you observe, your a square plus b square will be lesser than c square. ये निशानी किस चीज की है? ये निशानी है कि आपका acute angled triangle है. Acute angled triangle है. इसमें of course there's nothing like hypotenuse and perpendicular and base, but situation similarly अगर हम देखें, जैसे राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल में जो बेस है वो एक साइड है, जो परपेंडिकुलर है वो एक साइड है, और जो हाइपोटेन्यूज है वो एक साइड है. अब मैं उसको अगर थोड़ा सा टिल्ट कर देती हूँ एंड मेक इट not it doesn't remain a right angle triangle but it becomes an obtuse angle triangle, तो क्या होगा? ठीक है. Now the similar kind of exercise for obtuse angle, and let's see the relation that we get there. Okay guys, so this time again let's start with the right angle triangle, but now try to convert it to an obtuse angle triangle. So if I have to convert it to obtuse angle triangle, तो मैं क्या करूंगी? मैंने ये लिया, ठीक है, इसको मैं टेक्निकली करने की कोशिश करती हूँ. इसको मैंने कॉपी किया, ठीक है. इतने ही लेंथ को मैंने इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस मैंने इसको ऐसे कर दिया विदाउट चेंजिंग द लेंथ. ओके, विदाउट चेंजिंग द लेंथ मैंने साइड AC को ऐसे टिल्ट कर दिया. व्हाई एम आई डूइंग दैट? सो दैट दिस बिकम्स an obtuse angle. So what I've done is I've created an obtuse angle for the length AC. तो C पे obtuse angle हो गया, ठीक है. Okay, now even if I just keep my base as the same, I don't need to change it. Now my new C dash becomes this. This is your C dash. Length AB अब ये हो गया ना, length AB. Can you observe something? Clearly C dash is greater than C. So the similar relations, if you will try to look for the similar relation in an obtuse angle triangle, what you will get is, you know that A square plus B square is equal to C square, and this time C square is lesser than C dash square. So you will have a relation that C dash square is greater than A square plus B square. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास क्या रिलेशन आ रहा है? फॉर राइट एंगल A square plus B square is equal to C square. For acute, A square plus B square is greater than C square. For obtuse, A square plus B square is lesser than C square. Okay, so that's the kind of relationship that you get where okay, C is the largest side. Mind you, जैसे hypotenuse is the largest side ना, तो C is the largest side. So guys, ये एक relation निकल के आता है angle से. Since I was talking about angled triangle, acute, obtuse, and right, so I wanted just to mention this. And then comes the last thing that I want to discuss out here is on the basis of side, हमारे को क्या क्या triangles होते हैं? On the basis of side. So we have equilateral triangle. All three sides are equal. We have equilateral triangle. All three sides are equal. Not just all three sides are equal. होगा क्या यहाँ पर? Now sum of all the angles has to be 180. Since all sides are equal, आपका जो सारे एंगल हैं, all angles will be 60 degree. All angles will also be equal. Not just side, but angles will also be equal. ठीक है? Now, second type is isosceles triangle. So, isosceles में क्या होता है कि two sides are equal. Suppose this and this. Any of the two sides are equal. Isosceles. Isosceles triangle की एक important चीज होती है जो आपको याद रखनी चाहिए. And in an isosceles triangle, suppose this is ABC. And this is the base. If you draw an altitude, altitude क्या होता है? Guys, altitude is जो मैं ऊपर से यहाँ perpendicular draw करती हूँ अगर, okay? एक side के एक vertex से if you draw perpendicular, so that's an altitude, okay, to the base. So altitude to the base. Altitude to the base is actually perpendicular bisector. Is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, is the perpendicular bisector. And within this, okay, another important thing. अब होगा क्या इसमें? If any angle is 60 degree, if any angle by chance is 60 degree, then all angles will have to be 60. Which would imply it turns into an equilateral triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, if one angle becomes 60, automatically the other two angles will also become 60, and hence it will turn into an equilateral triangle. So these are two important facts about an isosceles triangle. The third type of triangle is called scalene. Scalene triangle में simply your all sides are like distinct. All sides are distinct in terms of the length, distinct. That's what is a scalene triangle. Okay. One question before I end this lecture. So the question is, let the sides of a triangle be 4x plus 3y, 5x plus 5y, 3x plus 3x plus 4y. Okay? Then it is your options are right angle triangle, ये मैं बार बार एंगल बना रही हूँ, ठीक है? That's how I have been writing it. Obtuse angle triangle, acute angle triangle, या फिर you cannot be determined. Chale. So what will be the correct answer to this? Okay, so the three sides that have been provided to us are 4x plus 3y, 3x plus 4y, 5x plus 5y. Now, if I have this question in my exam, how will I go about it? My first option is saying right angle triangle, right? So right angle triangle अगर मैं देखती हूँ, so if it is a right angled triangle, if it's a right angled triangle, 5x plus 5y seems to be the biggest side, because x and y both are getting multiplied by 5 and 5 is bigger than 3, 4. तो अगर मैं x, y की values डालती हूँ, so perhaps I'll get the biggest side as 5x plus 5y. तो 5x plus 5y का जो square है, let's compare it to 4x plus 3y का square plus 3x plus 4y का square. So what I get from here is 25x square plus 25y square plus 50xy. We'll get to know about equality है कि नहीं है. Let's see. And यहाँ से open करेंगे तो मेरे पास आएगा 16x square plus 9y square plus 9x square प्लस 16y स्क्वायर प्लस इधर से मेरे पास आएगा 24xy एंड इधर से मेरे पास फिर से आएगा 24xy, राइट? तो तुम्हारे पास यहाँ पे भी आया 25x स्क्वायर प्लस 25y स्क्वायर, यहाँ पे भी आया 25x स्क्वायर प्लस 25y स्क्वायर. Here you get 50xy and here you are getting 48xy. So which is bigger? Clearly this is bigger than this. ये वाली ये तो equally है, ठीक है? So 50xy is bigger than 48xy. ठीक है? 50xy is bigger than 48xy. Okay, now this means, what the analysis that I gave you, this means my c square is greater than a square plus b square, which means that I have a case of, अगर आप याद करो, कहाँ पे c is bigger? C is bigger in obtuse angle triangle. So it looks like it can be an obtuse angle triangle. So हमने right angle की तरीके से सोच के देखा, equality नहीं लगाई, but we figured out from that analysis, we figured out it's an actually not right angle. Right angle will be wrong. It's an obtuse angle triangle. It seems it's an obtuse angle triangle. So right angled gets eliminated. Obtuse looks like right. So should we mark that? Should we mark that? Let's see if we should mark that. So should we mark that? Yes, absolutely. We should mark that because obtuse angle triangle आ रहा है, acute हो नहीं सकता. So what is the correct option? The correct option is B. And that's why I did that analysis. Some of the questions you can actually solve using this trick as well. Thank you very much. And I'll work on some more questions on this concept and take it up further in the next lecture.